It's great self-managing, because the lessons you'll learn from that you can't get from any mentor program or any coach. You just can't. But I wouldn't have done it for 6 years. I probably would have done it for like 2 or 3 years, figured out kind of how it worked. And then I would have but you can self-manage too. And not like, if you have your team, you don't have to be doing snow and lawns and all this stuff. That should be all immediately outsourced, because you're not going to learn anything. I mean, no one really needs to know anything about mowing a lawn. But the thing though is that when you're dealing with tenants and you're dealing with evictions and you'll learn so much about how everything works. And one of those small properties, and you go to another one and you find out, and you really build your experience. So you have these guys that are really weathered, that went through like D&C. But it's amazing that people, and that's kind of a trick I think that people get caught into, is that, and I just told you I did it. I mean, it's just like you're going for higher returns and you think D class for these properties, and the broker puts out this beautiful picture and looks like there's nice grass in there, and they don't show you behind where they are. That's why we have Google Earth now. Yeah. But the thing though is that in spot crime and all these things that you use, but it's just better properties, better areas, less headaches, and it makes it much easier to rent them, but also the appreciation, because cash flow is one part of the game, but also the appreciation. And if you want to like have exits and stuff like this, obviously all the stuff with markets, growing markets, jobs, all the stuff, population growth, but it's also being in areas where there's going to be appreciate, because that D class C minus property is not going to appreciate like something 20 blocks away. That's right. A nice solid B inside of a nice residential area.
Yeah. And something else too is, and I see a lot of this, and it's going to really come home to roost shortly when the market turns, is these syndicators out there who have never had to evict someone in their life. Because they've never run a property. All they do is they raise money for somebody else and, aggregate the dough and, say, hey, I'm a syndicator and I'm a multifamily investor, but they don't know what it's like to stand there with the sheriff when the guy's got a big cannon strapped to the side of his hip, ready to throw out a person. So, I mean, there's a lot that a lot of these investors don't know, and they don't understand. So, I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been through it. I've done it all. And it's true. But here's a little difference is I teach my students that ultimately they will be the property management company. All the big players that I know, they all manage their own properties. And part of the reason is not so much the quality of the asset, but because that's a whole big chunk of change you're giving to somebody else for something that you're essentially doing on your own anyway. I mean, just managing the people, that's it. But I'll tell you, the C-class properties, the reason why third-party property management doesn't work with C-class properties is because there's just not enough money. Yeah. I mean, those are, like you said, those are very actively, like your father said, those are very actively managed properties, and you can burn through a bunch of third-party property managers very quickly because, you're demanding so much of them, and it's not worth it for us.
Yeah. The problem is that you're getting the wrong manager for them. So you can make money in a C plus area, C area. I don't go any lower than that. But the thing is that you have to find the right manager. The manager is key to all of this.